Yeah, today we are going to learn some of the new Java topics. Initially, I would like to go ahead with local versus global variables. Okay, I would like to create a class for that. Right click, new class, local global variables. As I said here, local variables are the variables which can be accessed within the block which they have declared. But whereas global variables, they can be used at anywhere, they can be used out of the block or in the block, anywhere in the program. Those are called as global variables. Okay. Okay, local variables means they are accessed within that particular block only, but whereas global variables means they are used anywhere in the program. Let me write a small example and so that you will get to understand. I would like to create a method for addition. Suppose if I want to declare a global variable, I can declare like this. Since I'm using this, declared this variable globally, I'm able to access in this method also. But if I would like to write another method. If I make return, I would like to make the return type as integer. Okay, I have written, and if I have written, I can return here. Suppose if I can take c equal to something mul of 10 comma 20. Okay, before that, I'd like to create a instance object for the class as we discussed in the last classes. class name, some instance name. You can give any instance name. By using new keyword, you can initialize the class. If you use some directly 20, 30, I'm passing it. After that, since I'm returning, I can take some values for that so that I can return. You can see if I place on E, what it is saying, create a local variable C. But if I use D, see what happens? Change D to static, okay, it doesn't mean it's creating a single memory location. You can see if I am using C, it is saying that create a local variable C. Although I have created a variable in this method, since if I created a variable here, it will be accessed in this particular block only. But if you want to access the same variable all over the class, you want to declare this as global variable. Okay, that is the difference. Global variables are to be accessed throughout the program. Local variables are accessed within the block. That's why since I am returning from here to here, it is not taking that. But since I am using the global variable D, it is taking. Okay, that is the difference between the local variable and the global variable. Okay, let me run. If you see, let me run this. Run as Java application. You can see the addition is 50, 20 plus 30 is 50. But later the value of D is changed to this multiplication. Whatever the value which is there in D will be modified by the latest value if you are using. That's why static means at a time one value will be taken and single memory location will be created for that variable. Okay, this is what local variables versus global variables. I would like to give 2 minutes of time. Please see the example and ask me if you have any queries in this 2 minutes.
Rakesh, I have a question.
Hello?
Rakesh, I have a question.
Yeah, tell me.
So the code on line number 25 to 27, that is not necessary, right? Because you're already doing the multiplication on line number 14. So we are not actually using any of this code written in from 25 to 27, right?
No, what we are doing is in this multiplication we have written some code to do multiplication. We have written a method, reusable method. Okay?
Okay.
Suppose just I can change the values, but I will get the output. Let's assume I can print the outputs twice. That is the function reusability concept. Let me run the program now. You can see initially D value is 600. After that 30 into 390 is 11,700. Okay? Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, these are function reusability. and we have one of the thing called method types. Please go through this example also. Okay, let me go ahead and explain you about loops. Loops. Why we want to learn loops in Selenium, but where we will implement these loops? When we had some things in order to iterate multiple times. Okay, in Selenium, when there is an element which is used and it is not able to identify uniquely, so many elements are identifying, but you want to click on the third element only, then what you will do? In Java there is a collections. In this collections there is an array list. Don't bother, anyways I am going to explain at that time. But how we are using loops in Selenium is, if you want to iterate some things and click on some things, click on that particular loop thing, then we can use these different types of loops. Majorly we will use for loop for that. Okay, but since we are in Java sessions, I am going to explain for loop, while loop and do while loop also. Okay, mainly the main job is to iterate different types, different cycles. We will use loops. Iterates means one cycle. Or else if you want to execute the same operation multiple times also, we can place a for loop so that it will be executed multiple times as per your wish. Okay, what are the different types of loops? There are three types of loops majorly. One is for loop, while loop, do while loop. These are the three types of loops. Okay. Initially, I would like to explain the difference between for loop and while loop. Why I am writing the theory part in the program itself, because whenever you can, if you are opening the program, so that you can see the theory, you can see the program, so that both can be at the same place. Hope it works for you. Difference between for loop and do while loop. While loop. For loop will execute for particular number of times only. But whereas while loop, if the condition is true, it will execute for unlimited times. Okay, let me show you. Whereas while loop will be executed unlimited times if the condition is true. Okay, let me go ahead with the syntax of for loop. How to implement for loop. For in first one is initialization, means we want to assign a value to the variable name. After that condition. After that increment or decrement operator. Okay. After that you can write group of statements, whatever you want to iterate. This is the syntax. Let me write code. For suppose if you want to print some natural numbers, or if you want to print some numbers from 0 to 10, okay, I don't want to write from system.out.println 10 system.out.println statements. What I will write is, I will write a loop and I will iterate it. Okay, I will initialize means assigning a value to the variable. After that, I will place a condition less than or equal to 10, okay, and increment or decrement. Since I want from 0 to 10, I would like to increment, and in the block of code I would like to write, I would like to print the I value. Okay, let me run the program. You can see 0 to 10 is printed. How this is printed is, initially 0 less than or equal to 10, it went to the thing, since it is true, printed, and incremented 0 1 I plus plus means 1, next 1 less than or equal to 10, it printed. In the same way, it go to incremented to 10, 10 less than or equal to 10, less than or equal to also, that's why 10 is also printed. But if you want some condition like from 0 to 9 only, then just to delete the equal to condition, so that 10, when the value is 10, it will not accept, and 0 to 9 is only printed. When 10 is there, 10 less than 10, it is not true. That's why the statement is not executed. That means if the condition for particular number of times only, if you want to execute, then you can go ahead with for loop with these wonderful features. Okay, next go to while loop. Syntax for while loop: while initially condition, no variables like that. That's why majority they will use for loop. Condition and statements. If the condition is true, it will execute unlimited times. Let me create a variable for this called counter, and I will write a condition while counter less than or equal to 20, sysout condition satisfied. Condition satisfied. Okay, let me run the program now. You can see in the console, condition satisfied keep on going and the program is not terminating. Do you know why? Because since we had a condition that counter less than or equal to 20, less than or equal to 20, so it is printing unlimited. So we can manually terminate the program. It is terminated now, and just we'll change the condition like less than 20 and run the program. It will not print, because since the condition is not true, it will not go and print. But if the condition is true, it will print unlimited times. But at some situation, if you want to particularly use this, we have a statement called break. Okay, so that it will break that. Okay, let me increment the variable counter plus plus, and I will write a logic in the if counter less than 23, break. less than or equal to 23 break, so that it will print 3 times. Let me run the program. Run as Java application. You can see initially 20 it went, condition satisfied, counter incremented, condition is satisfied only once. If I increase it, in the if there is a break, that's why it is breaked. What we will do is, greater than or equal to 50, then break. I will place here, I think. What happens? It will break, right? It is not breaking. Let's keep on executing. What we can do is, I can break. I will do control plus plus. I will run now. So that particular number of times it is executing. Since counter plus plus.
So Rakesh, I have a question. So we are trying to print condition satisfied 20 times, is it?
No, 5 times. That's why counter is keep on satisfying. Okay, anyways, I will get back to you with this. Okay. But the difference is, for loop will execute for particular number of times, whereas while loop will execute unlimited number of times. Okay. If you want to break it, you can use by using break statement. Okay. And now let's go ahead and see difference between while loop and do while loop. As I said, if the condition is true, while loop will execute unlimited times. But whereas do while loop, if the condition is false also, it will execute the statements at least once. Okay. That is the difference. If the condition is false also, do while will execute the statements once. But whereas while loop, if the condition is false, it will not execute. Okay, let me write do while loop. I have written it. This is the syntax while. Okay, let me run it. You can see since the condition is wrong, W greater than or equal to 20, that means 10 greater than or equal to 20. Since the condition is true also, it executes the statements once. But if the condition satisfies, it will print unlimited times. You can see I'm in do while is printed unlimited times. But the difference is for while and do while is if the condition is false also do while will execute one time. But if the condition is false in while, it will not execute unlimited times. Okay, that is the difference. Please see these loops for 1 minute. After that I would like to go ahead with the new operators topic. Okay, hope if you have any doubts ask me, or else I will go ahead with the operators.
No doubts, sir.
Okay, I would like to go ahead with operators, a topic. I would like to create a class. Each and everything which I am discussing here will use at anywhere in the Selenium. That's why I'm going to discuss these number of topics in Java, so that when I am teaching Selenium, you'll get to feel, okay, this is a topic which is in Java, so that I can leave the topic, I can learn it. Okay, operators, mainly they are used for having something for defining in conditions or wherever we want. Okay, let me explain that. There are three types of operators. One is unary, second one is binary, third one is tertiary. Unary means which will have one argument, binary means two ones, tertiary means which consists of three things. Okay, let me go ahead with unary initially. There is assignment operator, arithmetic operator, arithmetic operator, relational operator. Coming to binary, there is logical operator. Coming to tertiary, there is conditional operator. Okay, these are the things which are there. Let's go ahead and discuss one by one. Initially, I would like to go ahead with unary operator. That too, I am going to assignment operator. Int I equal to 10. I would like to know what is I here. What is equal to here? Can you explain? What is equal to here?
I is a variable. Equal to is the assignment operator which we are using to initialize the value of 10 to I.
Perfect. Here equal to is the assignment operator, whereas 10 is stored in the variable I. Whenever I call I, it will print 10. Okay, let me run and show it to you. That means 10 is assigned to I. You can see 10 is printed on the console. This is called as equal to is called as assignment operator. Okay, let me explain arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators in the sense multiplication, addition, subtraction, modular, divide, division. These are called as arithmetic operators. Let me explain with some variables. Let me create multiple examples for you. If you want detailed reporting, you can write like this. The subtraction of plus I and j is plus d. But please be see the plus operators so that it will be added. Now let's run a Dharma program and so that you will be able to see the outputs. The addition is 210, multiplication is 2000, and here we have detailed reporting. The subtraction of 10 and 200 is minus 190. Okay, that's how we can report it detailedly. If you want some gaps, place some space so that you will get some spaces in the reporting part also. Let me run now and show you. You can see the spaces. Now it is very clear. Okay, these are about arithmetic operators. And let me go to relational operators. Relational operators in the sense less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, not equal to, like that. These are called as relational operators. Suppose if I greater than j, sys out I greater than j, else I less than j. Right click, run as Java application. You can see I less than j. Here what is the relational operator means? Less than, greater than is the relational operator. Okay. If you want to place less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, you can use based upon the conditions. Okay, greater than is the relational operator. These are the different types of unary operators. Please see for 1 minute. After that I will go and explain binary operator. Okay, let me explain binary. It is called logical and logical or. Logical and symbol is and logical or symbol is like this. The difference between logical and logical or is when both conditions are true. It will execute statements when both conditions are true. Logical OR will execute the statements when both conditions are, when one of the condition is also true. Okay, let me write a condition and I will show you. I greater than j and then I less than j. Suppose I have written a condition like this and I am printing j. I am printing an addition statement. Okay, let me run. Let me place another condition. This is and. Let me place or. The same thing I would like to print the both I and j variables. But the sysout statement I am changing it to or. Let me run now. You can see AND statement is not printed, OR statement is printed. Why? Because in AND will accept and execute the statement when this condition and this condition is true, then only it will execute AND. But whereas OR, when either of the conditions, any one condition is true, it will execute the statements. Okay? When both the conditions are true, it will execute, that is AND policy. OR policy means when one of the condition is true also, it will go ahead and execute. Okay? Let me introduce you about tertiary operators. Suppose I declare a variable called max. Max equal to I greater than j, question mark I colon j. Sys out max. Let me run and show you. You can see 200 is printed here. Let me invert the condition. 10 is printed. That means tertiary operator, which consists of three things, this operator, and this thing. But the thing is, in this conditional tertiary operator, there is a conditional operator. In this, if the condition is true, it will execute the first one operand. If the condition is false, it will execute the second operand. Okay, that is the logic of the tertiary operator. I will explain one more time. If the condition is true, it will execute first operand. It will take the value of first operand. If the condition is false, it will take the value of second operand. I will write it here. Okay, this is about loop. See for 2 minutes. If you have any questions, ask me.
Rakesh, I have a question. So
Yeah, go ahead.
the binary operator and the tertiary operator conditions are only limited to two variables, or can it be applied to multiple variables?
Yeah, depending upon the condition we can place, but at a time we can place one condition only. Majorly we will not use tertiary. Majorly what we'll use is this one. Okay? And some arithmetic operators sometimes. But this condition we will use multiple times in Selenium when we are dealing with Selenium codes. Okay? You can place like this also.
So my question is, let's say I, J, K, and if you're trying to compare three different variables, can we do that as well?
Yeah, sure. If I place another variable, I want to declare it. Okay. After that, I would like to. I can do like this. But and what it will return? Since I greater than j, it will return false. I greater than k, it will return false. false is equal to false. Okay.
Right.
False is equal to false. That's why, as I said, if the condition is false, it will print
Print J.
second operand. Okay.
Right. Right.
If you run it, you can see 200. Like that, it will work. But the logic is this.
Okay.
Okay, fine. If you have any questions on complete today's class, you can ask me, or else we can meet tomorrow at the same time.
Yeah. No question as of now, Rakesh.
Yeah.